They just made a trade, and honestly, I did not see this one coming today. The Blue Jays have been bleeding injuries all season, and Ross Atkins is not sitting around waiting for things to fix themselves. They just pulled off a deal with the Chicago White Sox, and the guy they brought in hit 22 home runs last year. We're breaking down exactly what this means, what they gave up, and then we've got bullpen news that frankly deserves way more attention than it's getting right now. Let's get into it. The trade is official. The Blue Jays have acquired infielder Lenyn Sosa from the Chicago White Sox in exchange for minor league outfielder Jordan Rich and a player to be named later or cash considerations. To make room on the roster, Shane Bieber has been transferred to the 60-day IL. Now, before anyone panics about Bieber, stop. His timeline has not changed. This is purely a roster construction move to open up the 40-man spot for Sosa. Keegan Matson confirmed it. It was confirmed across the board. Bieber is still on the same track he was on before this trade happened. Now, let's talk about who Lenyn Sosa actually is, because I think a lot of Jays fans are going to sleep on this guy, and I don't think they should. Last season with the White Sox, 22 home runs, 75 RBIs, 727 OPS, and a 0.8 WAR in 140 games. That is a league average hitter who plays multiple infield positions. He can play second, third, and first base. The only spot he hasn't played is shortstop. And here's the most important thing about this acquisition that changes everything. Lenyn Sosa is completely out of options. That means the Blue Jays cannot send him to AAA. He has to be on this roster, and he has to play. If they weren't planning on using him, they simply would not have made this trade. This isn't a depth stash situation. This guy is going to get real at-bats for this big league team starting very soon. His baseball savant profile from last season is genuinely interesting too. His sweet spot percentage was excellent for a guy hitting 22 home runs, and his launch angle numbers back up the power production. He's below average as a defender, and his sprint speed is below average, but that's not why they got him. They got him because they lost Leo Jimenez, Addison Barger is hurt, Kazuma Okamoto has been struggling, and they needed a legitimate big league bat with infield versatility. He fits that role perfectly. And the cost? Jordan Rich, who is a fine prospect but nobody's top 10 guy, plus a PTBNL or cash. You don't give up anything significant for a league average infielder with power, and that's exactly what happened here. One more thing on Sosa before we move on. He absolutely mashes left-handed pitching. Doesn't walk, he's a free swinger, strikeouts will happen. But against lefties he is dangerous, and with George Springer out right now, that DH spot is open. You're going to see Davis Schneider getting starts against righties, and Sosa sliding into that DH role against lefties. It's a real plan that makes actual sense for where this roster is right now. Real quick before we keep going, have you ever searched your own name online? Try it. Your home address, phone number, family members' information, just sitting there publicly available for anyone to find. That is exactly why we use Incogni here at Jays Digest. Incogni removes your personal data from data brokers who are out there collecting and selling your information without you having any say in it. Their unlimited plan lets you submit unlimited removal requests. You find where your data is exposed, you send the link, and their privacy experts go handle it for you. Over 420 data brokers covered, plus custom removals on top of that. Use code JaysDigest at the link below for 60% off an annual plan. That's incognitoni.com/JaysDigest. Thank you to Incogni for sponsoring. Now back to it. Let's talk about this bullpen for a second because this stat is genuinely wild, and I feel like it keeps getting buried under all the injury news. 3 of the 6 top relief pitchers in the entire American League right now are Toronto Blue Jays. 3 of 6. Let that sit for a moment. Louis Varland has thrown 9 innings, struck out 13 batters, given up 0 earned runs, and is sitting 95.5 plus on his fastball while touching 100. 0 earned runs. The man has been absolutely filthy. Then you have Jeff Hoffman and Braden Fisher right there alongside him. And nobody on that list is even mentioning Tyler Rogers, who has also been dependable. This bullpen is legitimately one of the best in baseball right now, and it is being completely overshadowed by everything else going on with this team. When this offense gets healthy, and when this rotation gets healthy, that bullpen becomes a massive weapon and a real reason to believe this team can make a run. Now, let's look at where things actually stand because the bigger picture here is more encouraging than the record suggests. The Jays are 6-9 right now. Not good, nobody is pretending it's good. But they are only 2 games back in the division. 2 games. And the division is genuinely wide open. The Yankees started hot and have now dropped 4 straight. Nobody in the AL East has separated themselves. The Jays have gone through this stretch battered, short-handed, rotating through emergency starters, and they're still right there. 2 games back. If they were fully healthy right now with this bullpen, they would probably be leading this division, and that is not an exaggeration. On the injury front, George Springer is coming back right around the 10-day mark, so that return is very close. Trey Cabbage is going to have one more rehab start this week targeting at least 70 pitches, and then he's coming back to the rotation. Berrios is right behind him. Addison Barger is going to be a bit longer than people initially thought, but the biggest pieces are coming back soon. This team is going to look completely different within the next 2 weeks, and that is not wishful thinking, that is the actual timeline we are looking at. The front office deserves credit for how they've handled this. Patrick Corbin, Josh Fleming, Austin Voth, and now Lenyn Sosa. Ross Atkins is not sitting back and watching the season slip away. He is being aggressive and urgent and filling holes as they open up. You can debate whether each individual move is the right one, but the mentality is exactly what you want from a front office that knows this team has a real window right now. The Brewers series starts tomorrow. Gausman against Misarowski, then Cease against Chad Patrick. You have favorable matchups on paper, and you absolutely need to take care of business in this series. Get healthy, let this bullpen keep doing what it's doing, and give Lenyn Sosa a real chance to show what he can do, because I think he is going to surprise some people. Drop down below what you think about the Sosa acquisition, and whether you think this front office is doing enough to stay competitive through the injury stretch. Thank you guys for watching, means everything, and I'll see you in the next one.